This is about 30 days after the Lighthizer deal, the big deal, the huge deal to take care of all the 7 problems that the Chinese had in May that the Chinese walked away from, and essentially at the same time said we're going to go to our own tech standards to basically say we're going to decouple from the West. So this dinner starts off. What's the first thing that Xi says in this dinner? He talks about there's too much about people talking negatively about the CCP. There's all this thing. Now, the president interprets it as Democrats. I think Xi would interpret it differently, but Xi starts off by saying, and that is because the Jana Biancos and the Mara Monahans and the Miles Guos and the Tiananmen Square people and the people, the Uyghurs. Oh, by the way, to John Bolton, President Trump signs the legislation to actually start to enforce some action on the Uyghurs. That is starting to get momentum. You have people that are to the right, even of President Trump, the hawks and the ultra hawks. As Michael Pillsbury was giving some talk the other day, referred to me again as an ultra hawk. Hey, baby, I own it. I wear it with pride. I am absolutely an ultra hawk in this, and it's not about taking your sons and daughters. I was on a ship patrolling the South China Sea in the 70s. My daughter is a West Point grad and was with the 101st. I don't want to see our kids in combat with the Chinese. What I want to do is take down the Chinese Communist Party and free the most decent, hardworking people on earth would be the Chinese people. Right? And Donald Trump understands that. Donald Trump is all in on information and economic warfare, not over there blowing us up. Jana, I want you to explain very succinctly exactly what we're talking about when they're saying the Chinese Communist Party owes somewhere between $500 billion and $1.2 trillion to the deplorables. I want you to lay out what the case is and what John Bolton blew off and wouldn't even, consider it as part of the repertoire to take down the CCP.
In the 1900s, Steve, China came to our markets and they borrowed money, just like we buy treasuries, which is our U.S. government borrowing money. American citizens bought those treasuries, made that investment, and now China basically refuses to pay it back. They paid Great Britain in 1987 because Margaret Thatcher made it clear. We are removing you from our cap markets. You're not issuing any more debt until at which time you start paying what you owe. The Trump administration, correction, President Trump has made it clear he's running on an America First agenda. He made it clear that he wanted to collect on this debt that no other president who caved to Wall Street, caved to China, which we see the ungodly results of today, has never told China you have to pay your sovereign debt. It is no different, Steve. John Bolton knew this. He's known this for years. This has been brought to his attention over and over. It wasn't important to him. It did not meet in his with what his ideals were. It did not meet with what his goals and personal objectives were, and that was war, war, war.
Jana, Jana, how can we get more access? Give your Twitter handle and how people can get to your website to find out more about this. And trust me, just like Maura Monahan wandered in the wilderness for a decade, her day came last night, okay? Write this down. Jana Bianco, the American Bomb Foundation, their day's coming, right? And Maura Monahan she's a nutcase, she's wild, she's crazy. Hey, they clear it out and they're cleaning out all the fellow travelers over the Voice America and Radio Free Asia and putting patriots in there. They're going to have the back of these people that are under oppression. Jana Bianco, the same way. The American Bond Foundation, the exact same way.
And that's exactly what President Trump needs to do, is surround himself with America First people on an America First agenda, true patriots that put the love of this country and its people first, not their own personal agenda, like we've seen from so many of these generals, so many who have left the administration because they couldn't get their way and was completely contradictory to Trump's agenda for America. You can reach us at AmericaBondholdersFoundation.com. Our Twitter is ABF USA, and our Facebook is ABF Bondholders. America wants to see China be held accountable. The deplorables will want to see China held accountable. And the Trump administration needs to have China pay their defaulted sovereign debt. Steve, we're paying $72 million a day to China in interest on treasuries they hold of ours. This debt can reduce our debt ceiling by $1 trillion.
Jana, we got to jump. We'll get more up there. Love you. That's a patriot.
Amazing. Absolutely.